I got something on that. Let's see if Reese can answer this. So, like, if bikes are good in the beginning,
Mm.
and then fade off to the end, or like the setup, how you saying Mark can make his riding ability have the bike be fine towards the end of the race. But like this, is there such thing as a rider saving tire to the end, but still keeping pace? You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm sure you can save the tire a little bit, and by the end of the race, you'll be like, oh, I could have used more of it. But like, as far as a pace thing, like obviously, if you try to push more, you might use the tire, even though if you're trying to save it. So like, is there such thing as saving the tire towards the end of the race?
You can save it. I don't know how much you're gonna save enough to still be able to push. You get what I'm saying? So you can save it a little bit. Um, I mean, you can save it a little bit because what they're gonna do is they're gonna give about a good 100% in the beginning of the race, and then what they're gonna do once they kind of start settling in, they're gonna back it down and maintain that pace. They're just going to maintain. They're not pushing us. They're not pushing that hard yet. So now when the last 10 laps come, now they're going to start turning up. They're going to push harder on the front. They're going to start pushing the rear, and it's just going to wear that tire out.
All right. And
They're going to give everything the tire.
Yeah, I suspect it also depends how the start of the race go. Because if they're starting out front versus starting in the middle, and if they're starting in the middle, how quickly can they get up front to where they want to be, and then get into that conservation mode?
Yeah,
right. Because if you're falling in the back, now you're trying to push to get back up front, or you fall back behind, or whatever. So it just depends on where you're at too.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. I feel for the dude, and because I mean, I think him and Quattararo, Mir, Zarco, probably even Luca, right? These are guys that, and not to say all these guys don't want to win, but they're pretty much chucking the bike down the road to get everything they can out of these bikes, and I feel for this guy because it's just kind of like if he was on a different manufacturer. At this point, Aprilia or Ducati, Pedro, he may be the person we're saying Marquez needs to beat.
I say, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, he's that type of rider. I mean, Acosta is a great rider. I mean, he's coming up. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's where the Marquez is, but he can show some talent in the way he's riding that bike.
So yeah. So but let's talk about the three of them. You guys will get a chance to talk about that, how they were in the sprint and in the main race. It was enjoying to watch. These are young heads. These are not the veterans that we're used to seeing. I mean, I know MotoGP looks a lot different in the last 5 years than the previous 10. So what are your thoughts, TJ, on just watching the race, looking at Bez Acosta, Bagnaia, Alex Marquez, and seeing these guys like these are the future.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, what Smitty was saying. I wanted to see Acosta finally, get on the podium because time's running out. You want to get up there. You try so hard. He is that caliber rider. I mean, he's definitely a rider that can show improvement and work on routines and stuff like that. He's just, you see, he has that focus in him. Um, and it just sucks that Aldeguer had to get one before him. So it was really good to see, like in the sprint race, them three, they finished within 0.6 of a second. So it's pretty cool to see just them three battling up in front just for the whole race, without backing off and stuff like that. There was one point, I don't know if it was the sprint or the GP race, when three of them went down turn one together and kind of crisscross, and it's just like who's gonna give, and it's just for all of them to keep it together and still keep pace. It's just like, yeah, this is the future. It's cool to see that we got some good riders out there.
Right. No doubt, man. Reese, what are your thoughts, man, watching the race and seeing these young boys throw these bikes around?
I mean, I was watching them, and it was actually amazing. That sprint race was, I think the sprint race was better than better than the actual race. I think it was better than the actual race. I mean, to watch, it was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and I was just like, Jesus Christ! I was like, who's going to actually want to take this? So I mean, these young guys coming up is our future of MotoGP. You know what I mean? They are our future, and I think it's going to be something to watch in the upcoming years. You know, I definitely think it's going to be something.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move to Honda, man. I mean, you know, Mir, it's like we're cheering for him. We're like, yeah. And now we got Gremlins, like what happened to Aprilia the last few years with Aleix and Vinales and stuff. I mean, you're working on World Superbike, Motor America World Superbikes. I mean, is it that I wouldn't say easy. I mean, the start of a race, you can fry your clutch.
Yes. Yes. You can fry the hell out of that clutch, man. It depends on how it's set up and how much play it has in it, if it's still in it. Or some people are just hard on the clutch and some people aren't. Some people are very easy. It just, you can fry the hell out of it, man. I've seen people fry it in the first initial start. Over the years, I've seen it. I'm just like, clutch is gone.
Right. I mean, you know, and like you know, I got, you guys must have said to Bobby in the moment, you know, you can't see all the positive when something goes wrong. I mean, you know, Oliveira is different because he was getting injured and Mir was just crashing a lot. Mir had this glimpse of like, okay, the Honda's doing everything, and then you have these mechanicals. Is it for a rider? Is it a bigger setback, or is it just kind of like it's just part of racing, and the bike is there, we're there, we just keep moving and take our lumps?
I mean, nobody wants to take their lumps, man. Nobody wants. I mean, but it comes to a point where, you know, depending on the season, I mean, if we do our best, you know, and I mean, in the beginning, we're all coming out there to win. You come with the expectation to win. And, you know, 3/4 of the way now, depending on where we're at, we're trying to make the best of the season. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to make the best of the season.
Right. TJ, what are your thoughts on Honda? And, you know, I would say that the third, I would say because there's more riders being more consistent than KTM, they're the third best manufacturer in this year, even though it may not look like it on paper.
Yeah. I mean, I give it to them. They definitely have made their steps. I think they gotten some contingency taken away from them because they've done a little better. It's good they're going in the right direction, but now they're just like up and down. And now in qualifying and practice, they look really nice. And when it comes to the race, it's like a flaw. Not to mention Joan Mir having his festivities of either mechanical or falling. And I think it's hard just for a manufacturer to pay, like, you know, they're paying a rider and he's just never finishing. And, you know, obviously it's just bad luck, but it's kind of like, it's hard to get more results. Like he can't win any money or because you never can get a rider to finish. So, but they are moving in the right steps. There's just bad luck to have Joan Mir again to not finish at all.
Right. No, it is. It's huge. And, you know, as I'm thinking about the next topics to talk about, I think it's VR46 Academy and all 4 Yamahas. I mean, like, it's like, come on, which one of you guys don't want to win? I mean, I know Quartararo is trying. I know Miller is trying. It doesn't seem like, I know they're all trying, but it's just, you know, they can't catch a break. I mean, I guess let's start with VR46. I mean, you know, like Frankie, he can't get out of his own way, and I mean, he's a lot better than the beginning of the season, but now it's just because of the beginning of the season, not beginning, but most of the season and the things that he's gotten himself into. Every little thing now seems like it's the worst. But it's really, I'll say this: what does Frankie have to do next year to stay in MotoGP? I'll answer that, and then just how the VR46 Academy did, both of them, because Digia didn't have his best weekend either. And Grassini is a much better team, I think, at the moment as far as where they're finishing in the standings than the VR46 Academy. What are your thoughts, TJ?
I don't think his bonehead moments will ever go away because it's usually just in your blood. But I do think that he probably just needs to get in better shape than he is. I feel like he gets a little fatigued. I don't know if it's just his riding style, but he likes to throw himself into riders to get a little bump as like I don't know.
A push off?
Yeah, like a little push off or so. I don't know what it is, but like it's sometimes it's just the moves that he makes. It's just like, whoa, Frankie. Like even the one he crashed going down the hill, like I don't know, he was given too much, and if you're on the inside, like you should know already that this is not going to work before you do it. Like, I don't know.
I'm not saying Top Rock is a better rider than Frankie, but Frankie is trying to do things we see Top Rock do and get away with, and Frankie tries them, but he's not getting away with them.
Yeah.
No.
I think
he's not getting away with them.
Yeah, representing VR46 and just keeping a seat. I think that he just should be in better shape going into the season where he can just try to stay up front because he has his on and off clips, and sometimes you're like, oh, Frankie's back, and then he gets a penalty for telling the marshals that no, I want to go back on the track, like or something like that. It's just like stupid stuff like that, like that costs you a longer penalty, like I don't know.
No, I agree. What are your thoughts on VR46 Academy or VR46 Race Team Reese and what Frankie's doing? And I don't think Digia. I know Digia was hurt a little bit this year, I believe, if memory serves correct. So I think they're both on the chopping block for next year. I don't think either rider is. I think if I was management, I'm like, all right. We know we want Pedro, so we're gonna break the bank for Pedro if he does want to come over, and these guys are gonna have to fight it out next season, right?
I mean, pretty much, yeah. I mean, they're going to have to fight it out. I mean, Frankie needs to be in top 5. He's got to be top 5 or better. He needs to finish some races, not have so many penalties. That's number one. Right. He's got to do that, and he's got to finish top 5, maybe win 1 or 2. I'm not going to say like a multiple, but 1 or 2. But he's definitely got to finish top 5, and not crash as much. And like I said, not have so many penalties. And this Pekka's, your boy, we just got to figure out what the problem is. And I think once they get around and they get to the problem, I think they'll be all right. I mean, they'll always be a top 10 contender.
Right.
You got to, as the word says, you got to be more consistent.
Right.